Welcome to Comically Comics, your one-stop listen to all things comics. We're talking books, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. I must forewarn you, though, we are a spoiler cast, and what that means is we consider all properties, past, future, and present, to be valid, and we will spoil the hell out of them. I'm your host, Michael, along with my two co-hosts, Richard and Jeremy, and with all that being said, let's get started. All right. It is Sunday, December 1st, officially starting holiday season. Go ahead and put up your lights. You can turn them on as well. It's after Thanksgiving. Jeremy?
Looking at you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, one of these years I'm gonna have me a pre-Halloween light show.
You're ridiculous.
Oh
You're so ridiculous. God bless. Anyway, we are back for finales, y'all. Finales of Agatha All Along and the Penguin as well. So let's start off with Agatha, episode 9, Maiden Mother Crone. We get the origin of the Witch's Road here. We also get what's going on with Billy and what's going on, what's happening with him, and as well as what actually happened with Agatha as well. So, Jeremy, what is your whelming of this episode?
I will have to say I guess I'm on whelmed, but close to the underwhelmed, because basically this show was pointless from like beginning. Like it just, you start off one way and then like get to the end, like, nope, it really wasn't. It was just kind of like it was, but it wasn't. And it's the whole thing and we're done now. So it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
So.
But it wasn't pointless though.
But
Billy!
it was like, well, yeah, but.
Billy!
It was Billy all along, Jeremy. It was Billy all along.
Billy all along.
Yeah, and we could have just had that done in like the second episode and just moved on with that.
Yeah.
So you're with Richard with the whole this should have been a movie.
Yes, yeah, because that would have been
Werewolf.
That would have been less of my life just wasted away.
Werewolf by
Yes.
night style, right? Not movie theater movie.
Yeah.
Got you.
90 minutes, man. Like, look, this could have been 90 minutes.
Easily.
This could have been an email, though. Like, let's be real here.
I mean, we pretty much knew, at least me and you as well,
Yeah.
because of just leaks alone.
Mhm.
It was like, this is where we're going with this.
Yeah, I want to say before even the show was released, there was a shot of, I can't remember the actor who plays Billy, but like him, that
Joe Locke.
Yeah, that's it, Joe Locke, where he was like leaving the house in the Wiccan outfit to like go in his car. Like I remember seeing some kind of set leak of that. And yeah, anyway, I was like, okay, that's cool. Like he's got a cool super suit. But yeah, the whole man, anyway, we'll get into my whelming. My whelming is I'm utterly whelmed. I just, I hate this episode. It was kind of like an epilogue. I think they released it the same day as the second to the last episode, which makes more sense to watch them back to back. But anyway, I hate it. And then the way it ends with like a big old fucking question mark. And I don't know. It was dumb.
Well, all right then. In true comically comic fashion, I'm like whelmed to pleasantly whelmed, I guess, because I liked the origin story of The Witch's Road. I don't know what it was. I don't know why I liked it, but I did. I enjoyed that. The ending of the actual episode itself, though, I was kind of like meh on. Like I don't necessarily care. Like at that point in time, I think it's clear as to kind of what we're doing, where we're going from there, because I feel like they spelled it out. But outside of that, I don't know that. I don't know. It just goes right in line with everything else that the MCU is headed towards. But I think the biggest deal is nobody gives a shit about that.
Yeah.
And so, like, even though the MCU is headed that way, that we're like, and why do we want to head that way? I don't want to go that way. I want to take a left here at Albuquerque. So, yeah.
Wow. Where are we going?
We're going to Young Avengers.
Okay.
Like that's what everything's been building up. Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
What's her name? The Ant-Man's daughter. Peanut.
Stature.
Yeah. She's part of the Young Avengers. Eli Bradley,
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel. I think of her more with Champions, but yes, I could see her definitely doing, Young Avengers type stuff. Like I don't know. We're that's where we're headed. We're headed towards Young Avengers.
The reason why I say Miss Marvel is there was that post credit scene of her redoing the Nick Fury Avengers recruitment thing. Yeah. Like that's not even the part that I care about. Like, I mean, I'm like, you mean to tell me the fucking Agatha's ghost is going to be like in fucking like Young Avengers? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, why? Yeah. Why keep that character alive? Why is she going to be a spirit? Like, I could easily see them never doing anything with her ever again. They don't even fucking bring that up, which is probably what happens. And not that I even care enough to like, don't get me wrong. I like Catherine Hahn in that role, but like she wasn't that much of a standout character where I want her back for everything.
Right.
So I was just like, what? That ending was so like, what the fuck?
It made sense to me on the story side, only because like she makes a deal with Death of like, don't come after me. I'd never want to see you again.
Mm-hmm.
And so if Death can't pick her up, then what does she have left to do but be a ghost?
What?
So like on that end of it, it made sense to me.
I think it was even, she said like she didn't want to face her son, Nicholas. So I think she doesn't want to pass on to face him.
I agree with that.
Which I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm sorry, but like basic storytelling 101 is like the main sort of person needs to learn a lesson. And Agatha learned no fucking lesson at the end of this. And it was just so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
She learned the power of teamwork.
She didn't even learn that. They all fucking died.
Except for the one.
Yeah. Which you called it. I specifically, when she comes crawling out of that dirt and flies off, I was like, well, Michael was right. Hot damn.
She had a better getaway than Wiccan there. I'm just letting you know. Like she
really did.
Oh yeah. And like I didn't quite understand why she couldn't face Nicholas, because it like she didn't give him to Death.
Yeah.
Like she didn't trade him in or anything like that. Like so what I mean, if anything, she was able to get a little bit more time with him, so he should like owe her for that a little bit. Like I feel like
I wonder. I kind of struggled with this too, and the only thing that I could come up with is like the guilt of she used Nicholas.
Oh, to lure
to do
the
witches road, to like be able to like.
Oh yeah.
Nicholas is the one that brought all the witches to him and just kept making her stronger and stronger and stronger with by taking all that power. But like she couldn't save. And I think the guilt also of like her not being able to save him. But it's easy to argue both of those points, honestly. But that's the only thing that I can come up with.
See, like that. So I'll just get into that. Like at the end, I was like, I have so many unanswered questions. And it's at the start, Agatha seems to be just out wandering the woods to have a baby. Was she running from someone? Like, was someone trying to kill her? Why was she there?
Yeah.
Who is the baby daddy? That's an interesting thing. Is it Mephisto? We don't fucking know. Why did Agatha drain those witches that ended up helping them at the start? Is it because she's just afraid of all witches since her like mother and that coven tried to kill her from the begin with? But like they don't really explain that. Nicholas Scratch asks her, why does she kill witches? I was like, yes, why do you kill witches? Like none of that gets explained. I was like, is it to exchange? Like, they should have done something with this. Like, is it to exchange the souls for Nicholas? So, like, the more witches she kills, the more time Nicholas gets. Like, that would make more sense. And then why she can't, quote unquote, face him. Death has like a new look. Like Death looks like a I don't know, like a maiden, like a bar maiden in the past. And then in the future, she's got like that crown with the crazy getup. I'm like, why did Death change her like outfit over the years? That's weird.
She got into a goth trend and just stuck there.
It's not even goth, but like, and then I was like, so at the end is Agatha Billy's spirit guide? Is she gonna be in Young Avengers? Like, what the fuck? Like, there's so many unanswered questions by the end of the series.
I think that she zapped the witches because that prolonged her life.
Did
I
it?
think that's how she kept her youth. I think that's how she
Okay.
continued to keep her power, her youth, her life, all that. I think that's what she did. I don't think it was in exchange for souls for Nicholas. I think it was more for like her soul, for like
Yeah.
her to stay. I think that was her fountain of youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I definitely
Am I
didn't.
right? I
'cause-
fucking don't know, but like that's what I was thinking.
I definitely didn't think
Yeah.
it was like she was doing that for Nicholas, but it felt like they should have done something like that so it made more sense.
Yeah.
Or like, was she getting more powerful so that maybe she could defeat death or something like that, like to protect Nicholas? There should have been something there, like the reason why she's doing it. And then once Nicholas is gone, she just does it because she's spiteful or something like that.
Yeah.
I had the same. I was going to write down the same question too of who is Nicholas's father. However, then it came to mind of maybe not so much who is Nicholas's father, but does Nicholas's father matter? Like, does that character matter?
No,
Well, 'cause,
technically
like,
no.
Yeah, because I wouldn't necessarily think it'd be of anybody like of importance because they just made the point of saying like she didn't speak any spell or say any incantation or
God.
anything like that. So like,
I,
like
real quick, I wrote a note of Han Solo level of stupid name origin. Like, if you,
made him from scratch.
yeah, like I was just like,
yeah, that's what I was like. Oh,
that's
okay.
the dumbest name. Like, that's
Yeah.
up there with like, oh, I'm not traveling with anyone. I don't have a last name. And he's like, Han Solo. And I was just like, that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I was saying. Like, I don't think it necessarily matters who the dad was because she made it to be like some where it's just of natural birth kind of thing,
Mhm.
natural conception and birth, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and like, I almost wonder if it was like a one night stand type of deal where the reason I say this is because when she does see death on the birth of Nicholas, she calls out to death and says, "My love."
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously at that point in time, I guess she still had feelings or whatever. Or there were feelings there still
Yeah.
of them two as a couple. And so I wonder if that's what it was just like it was just to get pregnant, to have a child kind of thing.
Yeah, that's when I was like, maybe it could be Mephisto. Like, it could be something supernatural. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
to add
yeah.
to that. But anyway, like you said, it doesn't really matter, like, because the kid dies anyway. But I was just kind of like, there could have been an interesting thing they could have done there with like who the father was.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
just yet another missed opportunity from Marvel.
I know that they were going like the title of each episode is like a part of the Witches Road song.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think they should have gone with the Ballad of Nicholas Scratch for this one. That just seemed like a better title.
Yeah.
Just because I do like the origin of the song The Witches Road, especially like the implications that this one song had throughout the years and centuries on witches alike. And so much so that Alice's mother does her own version of it, but it's a protection spell over Alice. Like, I don't know. That was crazy to me.
Well, like that. See, like even that, I'm like questioning. I'm like, is that true or was that just all in Billy's head? I'm like,
I don't think it was in Billy's head because Alice said it, or Alice didn't say that part, but
yeah,
Agatha said that part.
But like the whole like curse, like the weird winged like harpy hellbat thing, I'm like, that was all created by Billy probably. So I'm just like, was any of that real? Like that's
right. Or was
Inception
it
thing.
Billy being able to like force that demon out?
Yeah. Yeah, it could have been that as well. Like they had the potential to absolutely redeem this series in the last episode for me, making it like it was Billy all along. and they just sort of shat the bed. Like they just did nothing with it. And it really annoyed, like, yeah. And then you were talking about the road. Like I wrote down, like, oh, it's just a con. It's just a con. It's a con
Right.
all along.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes with the character of Agatha, but still, I was just like, that kind of sucks. Like, I wish there was something more to it than that, but that kind of sucks.
Yeah. I could see that. Cool. Yeah. I mean, the only thing with Agatha being a ghost is, for me, the obvious of her redeeming herself with Nicholas. Like, she wasn't able to sit there and be there for Nicholas and protect, help, whatever, and guide him, but she can do that with Billy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing that I could think of or see or whatever from that. So, and on top of that, in the comic books, Agatha was the babysitter for Franklin Richards. That's Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm's child that they have. So that's the other thing. The only other thing I can think of is like they're trying to go, trying to do something like, because they've aged her up. Well, they made her hair white. I say aged her up. They made her hair white, and that was it. Yeah. But like they kind of made her more towards like that white-haired witch or whatever from the comic books than what she was before. And so maybe that's what they're trying to do, is like combine that whole like nanny partner up thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know that that's going to land. I don't know that's going to hit. I'm just saying I think that's where they're kind of going with that.
Yeah. I don't want, like, I can see one or two things is they don't even reference it at all, or if they do, it's just Billy is like looks like he's like talking with himself, and they're like, who are you talking to? And he's like, oh, I'm talking with Agatha or whatever, and they're like, who?
Yeah,
like they can't see her or something. But yeah, I really don't think they'll reference that at all. Maybe they will, but the thing that there was a couple of interesting things. One, my wife pointed out, it's not a 1-to-1, because I went and rewatched that episode, like that part of the scene from that episode, and like went back and kind of put like two screens side by side to look. But where Nicholas Scratch dies looks very similar to where Wanda's body was found.
In the woods at the very beginning. Interesting.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, in the woods, but also like there's like a stream. Now the stream is completely different. But anyway, it looked very similar. It was also different seasons from the WandaVision episode, or not WandaVision episode, but the Agatha's first episode where she's like the detective.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's meant to invoke that a little bit as well, because if you go back and rewatch that episode, like knowing full well what you know now, you can tell like Catherine Hahn's character is like acting like she's like, oh, all this is kind of like familiar or something. Like it's like awakening something in her. So that was kind of interesting. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The other thing that I thought was also interesting was when Agatha's talking with Nicholas Scratch and he's telling her to use her purple and stuff like that. And he says something about like he's hungry. And she mentions the like all the different people in the coven during the Witches Road, where she was saying like, I cannot, my powers, I can't give you protection, which was Alice. She's like, I can't do any kind of healing, which was it Lila? I forget which one it was that had the healing. She's like, I cannot do Kale. That's right, Jennifer Kale. She's like, I can't do any divination. And I thought there was one more, but anyway, so I was like, is she implying that like, had she had a coven of like those different types of witches, maybe Nicholas Scratch would have survived?
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Another reason why she may have guilt. Because her selfishness.
Yes.
But like, I wonder if there's other witches like her.
What do you mean?
Like, are there other witches that absorb?
Yeah, where she's like almost like a parasite. Like she's like a magic parasite.
Yeah. So like, are there other witches like that?
I don't know. The other thing that was weird is just like going throughout time, seeing like the Witches Road being sung, and then like people like blasting her and her killing them. I was like, between like just everyday people burning like witches and hanging them and drowning them, and then Agatha's just like killing them left, right, and center. I'm like, there are a lot of damn witches. You think they would have ran out of witches by like, I don't know, the 1950s or something.
Well, it seemed like it was through the decades, like maybe even a little bit further stretched out, honestly, which then takes me back to I think she needs to do that every so often to stay a certain age.
Yeah. You're probably right about that. That makes sense.
So, cool. Well, do y'all have anything else for Agatha?
No, I don't. And actually, just one thing, just wow. No post-credit scene, no nothing. Just
yeah.
That's it.
I looked for that too.
Nothing. Just
that's all she wrote.
Stay tuned. The search for Tommy is on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought at least we would get a scene of like the kid that is now going to be Tommy, like coming out of the water, and or like he's on the shore and they gave him like mouth to mouth, and like the first word he says is Billy or something like that.
Yeah. That would have been good.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been, but I haven't heard any news of a Tommy being even cast.
Yeah, me either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's I've not heard anything of anything like that, and I think that would take us down a whole nother road of like just we were talking about this before the podcast of like Marvel loose ends.
Oh yeah,
and the abundance of them right now, and how it's like there's no way they can tie all this shit up.
No, there's no way they can do this in Secret Wars or anything. It's so many like the thing at the end of Shang-Chi, the thing at the end of the Eternals, the thing at the end of what else? There's so many unanswered questions.
So many.
Moon Knight, the thing at the end of Moon Knight. We got an answer to Loki. We got an answer to WandaVision. We're getting an answer to Falcon in the Winter Soldier.
WandaVision. Where the fuck is White Vision at?
Yeah, well, supposedly we're getting Vision Quest, which I think is where we'll probably see Billy again. Is my personal opinion.
Well, I could. I think they're gonna do I think they're gonna do Tom King Vision.
Yeah, I imagine, but I think still we'll probably get Billy will probably show up in that series just so they can tie that little bow off.
I don't think he cares about. I don't think Billy gives, especially the way he talks about Wanda.
Yeah.
I don't think he cares at all about Vision. I think it's going to be all about going and finding Tommy.
Mm.
So now the question is, does Vision quest to go find Tommy? Does Vision quest to go find Billy? Is that what Vision's quest is?
Maybe.
Now, if that's the case, then yeah. But I think they're going to try and like go the Viv Vision route, because that's another character they're missing from the champions there. So, and that's par right now.
It was a really popular story as well, so I could see them adapting that for television or movie or something like that. But yeah,
and then getting that Tom King name on top of that because he's getting ready to start doing writing for Lanterns, which makes me want to vomit. But still, like that's that synergy that goes around with that. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna sit there and say, I know I talk shit about Tom King. I would love to talk to him one day and like talk to him about his writing and whatnot, like respectfully. I'm not saying like dog or anything like that.
Yeah.
But damn, have I not found anything that I like that he's wrote? I mean, I've tried so hard.
Rest in peace, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
I have not read that. I want to give that a chance. I'm open-minded. I'm so open-minded for that. But
it's more, I mean, it's not really suited for like old, like white guys. Actually, race doesn't even have anything to do with it, but just like old guys. It's more like for like girls and young women, I guess.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it, but there's some weird stuff in it. Anyway.
Like I Mr. Miracle was okay. It wasn't everything to me that everybody said it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I know I haven't read Human Target yet. I know that's a big one that everybody says, and then I haven't read all of the Vision story yet. So, which it's been crazy what I have read. Anyways, off of Tom King, back on Agatha. If there's anything else to add to this episode,
No, that's it.
No,
for
I
me,
don't.
man.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
do y'all do we even want to entertain this? What's y'all's whelmings with the whole series? Do y'all recommend this to anybody?
No, like
No, Mr. Superman.
no. Like I said, it was just a show, and yeah, it's pretty much just could have been done a whole lot better and a whole lot shorter. So
Yeah.
and I hate that it wasn't done very well because I like Catherine Hahn. I think she's a good actor. I just, yeah, it just sucks.
No, I don't recommend it. Though the crazy thing, because we were behind or whatever when the series ended, I read so many things on Reddit, and just a couple of people in my personal life were telling me how good the show was. And even over the Thanksgiving holiday, I talked to a couple of family members that saw it, and they were like, yeah, I liked it. And I'm like, I do not see what everyone else is seeing, because I just think it's real bad. You could have cut a lot of the pointless fat out and, again, made this like a solid 90-minute movie, and it probably been way better.
I echo a lot of what y'all are saying. There was a lot of stuff that I did like with the series. I can't necessarily recommend anybody go see it. I do think I agree with y'all. A 90-minute movie special, whatever the case is, would have given us the information that they were wanting to give us that we needed a lot better. Because all you really need to know is Jennifer Kale's a thing. They may or may not bring her back. Here's Billy. Here's his origin, how he came about. Agatha is no longer alive. She's a dead ghost. Done.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's the character Death, because that may come back.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's like Alice. That was kind of a waste. And honestly, I don't even know why we showed her getting hauled off by Death. I don't understand. If we'd done it for all of them, Sharon, Alice, Lilia or Lily, whatever her name is, Lila. I can't even remember. Yeah, and there's another one. I can't remember her name.
There wasn't.
Anyways, no, there wasn't another one. Was there?
Yeah,
no,
that was it.
Yeah, if we'd done it for those three or the other two, I could have understood.
Yeah,
but Alice, I don't. I feel like they were trying to do a tease or a thread or something, but it just didn't land.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
man, I'll be honest with you. I'm so butthurt over the fucking the way, to introduce Death here and kind of just do dick all with her, because again, I like how Aubrey Plaza casted as Death. I think that's a cool idea to her be Lady Death, but I just do not like what they did here. I just not interesting. I don't like that they made her a witch. Yeah. Anyway,
do you think we get a Death coming to get Tony Stark?
I've seen a lot of people being like, "Oh, Tony Stark saw Death, an Endgame thing," and I'm like, "What? Whatever. What are you talking about?"
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen anybody talk about that. That just came to my mind.
No, really.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking of somebody who died. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. Tony actually died. He's done. So he should have seen Death. I wonder if that would be a cool, retrospective.
Technically, they all should have seen Death when they got snapped because they all died. But anyway,
again, overtime.
Yeah, I get butthurt because I'm just like, it should have been Death with Thanos kind of thing. But
this goes into the whole Kang thing. I think they were saving the love thing with to do with Kang and Ravonna, and they just never got there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because I would not have wanted to see the love thing back to back.
Yeah,
even though it was Thanos with Death and stuff like that, and I feel like I would have much rather have seen it with Ravonna than with Thanos, but that's because also I read, what is it? Infinity. What is it called? Infinity.
There's Gauntlet. Infinity
Gauntlet.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just didn't hit for me.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, he's not like he's in love with the idea of death, but she's not. She's like, oh, you did all this and it was easy because you had the stones or whatever. So anyway, it gets silly too because he makes like a female version of himself, and he's like, "Oh, look who I'm dating now! Aren't you jealous, Death?" She's like, "No, I don't care."
You got no stones, Thanos. You got no stones. Cool. All right. Well, if y'all are ready, let's move on to Penguin.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Sounds good.
Penguin, episode 8, A Great or Little Thing. We get where Oz is taken after the end of the previous episode. They have a little therapy session with Sophia and Oz's mom right there. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. So,
yeah,
it's the finale. It's the finale. And it was a big one. Let's be honest. Jeremy, what was your whelming of this episode?
I'm overwhelmed. I just really enjoyed this.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I really enjoyed this. I thought, for one, like his mom, I don't know who plays her, but yeah, she did a great job playing in that role. Like, it was just one of those that kind of hit me on this episode, just like how amazing she did with that role. And yeah, I was just really enjoying the whole thing and learning more about him. And we found out who you could trust more between Agatha or Penguin. Finally. And as soon as Vic said that he was family, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, don't say that. He doesn't like he does certain things to his family.
Yeah.
Bro, I heard that soundtrack change and I was like, not my guy. Not my guy. No.
I stood up and was like, I fucking knew it. I've been saying it this entire series.
So
that's actually my second note on here. Richard was right. Poor Vic.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Michael got Agatha and Richard got Penguin. So
yeah. My note was, I fucking knew it. Poor Vic.
So, sorry, Jerry. Yeah. Please continue.
No, that was pretty much all I had. Just really enjoyed the whole series too. So
nice. Richard, what is your whelming?
Oh yeah, overly whelmed. This is the best damn series of 2024. I love this. I've been trying to get everyone that I just see random people in like the grocery store. Hey, have you seen Penguin? No, go watch Penguin right now. Put those groceries down and go watch it right now.
Drop that fucking pineapple and turn on HBO or Max. I'm sorry, they changed their name. Get it on your phone.
You get the hint.
Start that shit on your car on the way home.
Like, it's so freaking good. And like, anyway, we'll get into it, but I love the way they did this final episode. It's such a great way to end it. And anyway, overly whelmed.
I'm going to throw out there, do not watch and drive your car. That's not a good idea. So I don't want to be liable for anybody that sat there and was like, oh, I need to watch this show while I'm driving my car. No, do not watch anything while driving. You just turn us on the little, you Bluetooth it over. You don't have to see us. You just listen to us. That's it.
Yeah. 10 and 2. 10 and 2, folks.
10 and 2, yes. All right, straight ahead. Nice. Yeah, I am pleasantly whelmed. I'm really close to overly whelmed, but there's no Batman. I told you I'm not going to be overly whelmed unless I get Batman in this little fucking, ball tickle scene where at the very end you get the bat signal. That's just not enough. I don't care that it's the same bat signal as Shiny Boy's Robert Pattinson's, but it's just not. It's not enough. It's not. I liked it. I liked the little touch, but it was not enough. So,
yeah, I liked the like kind of slap towards Penguin on that, as far as like he was on top now and nobody can get him, and then they just kind of pan out to that signal, and I'm like, oh, here we go, kind of thing. So
yeah, me too.
I did not. How where's Oz getting his money from? Like,
Yeah, it was real quick.
how does the turn in of Sophia Gigante, like, how does that get him to the? I don't understand. I need some explanation.
Yeah,
there.
I didn't understand.
He upgraded from crimes to politics, I think is what it is. I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a story in the comic where it's Mayor Penguin. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's what we're getting for the Batman 2. I don't think he's the main antagonist,
Oh.
but I think Oz Cobb will be the mayor in the Batman 2. I think we'll also get an introduction to, this is just me talking about where I think we're going for the Batman 2, but I think we'll get an introduction of Harvey Dent because he usually is the Gotham's DA. So we'll probably get that at least. Maybe not necessarily Two-Face, but we'll at least get introduced to Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
And honestly, my theory is Hush, because I think Batman, it was all about Batman in the first movie. I think the next one's going to be all about Bruce Wayne. And Hush is all about ruining Bruce Wayne's life, not Batman's life, Bruce Wayne's life. So I think it'll be Hush thrown in with maybe a little bit of Harvey Dent, a little bit of Penguin and stuff like that. But anyway, sorry.
Interesting.
So is that probably a reason why they kind of had that moment there where there was the mayor-elect kind of talking that he was looking at?
Mm-hmm. And Oz looking at the plaque where it said Mayor Rael, and then he was like looking up at her as he was leaving. Man, I saw this funny. Some people need to get out and like touch grass, if you will. Like, there's the shot of him in the courtroom. The way the like curtains are laid out, it kind of looks like a silhouette of an owl, and everyone's like, "It's the Court of Owls! It's confirmed!" and I'm like, "Bro, no, like no, that is not. They're not subtly putting something in there." But yeah, no, I seriously think that's what it is. Is we're gonna get like Mayor Penguin.
Yeah, I was getting those same kind of vibes, and I couldn't remember for a fact whether or not Oz in the comics was a mayor or not. I was right there with you, though. I was pretty sure he actually did take up being a mayor. And yeah, I knew he was going more towards politics. I didn't think it worked that fast. And so it just seemed really fast to me.
Well, that's the thing is, I don't think, the way, I think some time has passed when we see him at the end and he's wearing the penguin outfit, which, man, my brother's got the like, he's got the full on penguin suit. He's got his fucking top hat. He's got a plum Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think some time has passed since then. They didn't really say like whatever 3 years later, but I think that's what's happened here is like this has been a couple of years have gone by.
I would assume they can't because that may affect Batman 2.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be easier to leave it up to that movie to move the time plot or the time periods along.
Well, also by not putting a date, it kind of lets you play around with how long it's been, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because I mean, like, we still don't know if everything's cleaned up over there and, you know, the boroughs or whatever. So
right.
I looked at the time on this. I'm not asking for a time.
I didn't do one, so you don't have to worry about it.
But it shocked me when I saw it. This was an hour and 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Now that includes like, the pre-shit or whatever, and then of course the credits and whatnot like that. Which I didn't see a stinger or anything like that either for anybody out there listening that hasn't watched it. But an hour and that's like what movies used to be. It was like an hour and 20, you know what I mean? Hour 20, hour and 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
So I was like, that did not feel like an hour and 20-minute long, like at all to me. And I was like up, I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, something like that when I turned this on. And like it went by super fast.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just a normal episode of like, 45 minutes to an hour. I think they've been around 50. They've been around 50 minutes. But yeah, I was a little shocked by that. So we've already talked about this once, but at the very end of the episode, Penguin offs his partner in crime throughout this whole series Vic. And I was, first of all, like I said earlier, when I heard the music change, I was like, oh no, not my guy. Not my guy. No. And then secondly, the imagery that they have at the very end of the death when he pulls his wallet out, he takes his money to make it look like it's a mugging, throws his wallet on top of him. But before throwing his wallet on top of him, he grabbed his driver's license and he threw that motherfucker in the water. The symbolism of like him drowning the same way as like his dad.
It's metaphorical.
Yes. I was just like, damn, they went hard on just these little things that like nobody should notice, really.
No, yeah, I love shit like that. And not just that, Michael, but also when he first met Vic, he like pulled out his wallet and like looked at his name and it was like Victor Aguilar. But yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
Well, and like he didn't shoot him. You know what I mean? Like he was going to sit there and shoot him in the junkyard or whatever and just be done with it. And this would all have been done and over. And probably nowhere near as blown up as what it wound up being. Or it would have been a whole nother story, or maybe. But he sat there and choked the man to death. And I feel like that's like, you know how they sit there and they talk about, you know, people shooting, the difference between shooting somebody and like stabbing somebody with a knife is like the closeness or whatever. And like, is that the same? Like, is that like, I don't know. It's just, it was, well, and then also the ties that has with the whole story of the hangman. You know what I mean? Where like all these women were choked and stuff, like they were used and they were choked and killed. Like the correlation with that as well. Like, I don't know. It's just, again, little things that they just put detail in. I was just like, damn.
I think it was, yeah, it makes it more intimate, like that moment as like a like drama, like scene. Like I'm talking from like a filmmaking aspect. It's more intimate like that. And also living like a real world explanation is it's quiet and it wouldn't draw attention and he wouldn't get blood all over himself if he stabbed him or anything like that. And then it would just look like a mugging that like someone just came up and like choked the guy out and then took his money.
Yeah. That's crazy. So I know Richard was calling it the whole time. Did you doubt yourself ever that he wasn't going to do it?
No. I was just kind of waiting though. I didn't think it was going to be like that, but I was just waiting. I'm like, when is Vic going to die? When's Vic going to die? When's Vic going to die? And and then that scene came up and I'm like, is it going to be here? And I was like, no, it's not going to be here. Oh no. I just remember being like, damn, dude, that's cold. That's so cold. Like when he like makes it look like it's a mugging. I'm like, fuck, that's so messed up.
Jeremy, you were rooting for the happy ending. And I mean, Penguin got his happy ending.
Yeah.
But it didn't include Vic.
Yeah. I didn't, I was hoping still. And like part of me was like, man, why couldn't you just tell him he needed to go off to some other area and just make a name for himself and just let him off that way. But yeah, as soon as he said that he was family, and I was like, oh no, that's not, that's a death sentence for him. So yeah, I hate it because I liked that character. I thought the guy that played it did a great job.
Right.
As well. But yeah. So I did have one, like there was one that I was curious about. I was like, and I'm sure I guess they may already be busy, but does Gotham not have a fire department? Because that house had to be up in flames for a good like hour or like 30 minutes for it to be like that. Sophia set it off ablaze, and she just casually left, and
somebody's got to call.
Not a single fire. There's a fire. There cannot. Okay. I guess.
Well, not just that, but I think just because of how it's usually mentioned in Batman lore and stuff, where she's located is like the super rich section of Gotham. and it's way like out of the city limits.
Yeah.
So like probably to get a fire truck there probably takes a minute or two. You know what I mean? And when I'm being facetious when I say minute or two.
Yeah.
And I know in real life, they're probably like, because it is the richest station, they probably have their own fucking private fire people. But I'm just going to say that like, if you want an explanation, that's the best I can come up with.
Gotcha.
Yeah, mine was going to be along the same lines of every time we talk about the Wayne Manor, it's usually way out in the middle of nowhere, a part of Gotham. So you've got the boroughs area of Gotham, which is the slums or whatever. Then across the river, you've got the rich part of Gotham. Well, then you've got like out in the country of Gotham is like the rich, like the rich Gothamites.
It's like the old money kind of thing, like the founding members of Gotham.
So you'd have Wayne Manor out there. You'd have, Gigante, whatever, the Maronis, all these
Arkhams,
people.
the Elliots, all stuff like that.
So when I sit there and say somebody's got a call, like Sophia's not going to call the fire department. And it's not like the fire department's going to be like, hey, there's a bunch of smoke over there. Maybe we should go investigate. No, you know what I mean? It's unless somebody else's property is probably getting threatened by it. I don't see somebody calling and being like, hey, y'all might want to go check on that, the mob house over there. They're cooking meth or something. I don't know what's going on.
I just thought it was funny because she, like, 2 scenes before that, she was like, do you like this house? This was my father's. It's yours if you catch Oz. But then she, like, the Taolo guy or whatever caught Oz, and she just then burns down the house. I'm like, what if he wanted that house? Like, what the fuck?
I think that was all part of it.
Yeah.
I think it was a complete fuck you.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
I see.
Like it did not match. She wasn't leaving nothing for nobody.
I got you. Okay. That makes sense.
So that's how I took it anyways. Which kind of brings me to one of my questions is, there's another double cross type deal situation. And then Oz actually gets to take Sophia for one last drive, takes her out by the river, and it makes it look like he's going to shoot her and just leave her there for dead.
Yeah.
First of all, he's not Batman. There's no way his hobbling ass is going to be leaving the back of Sophia and not be able to hear that.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I was like, is Oz Batman? Like, how did he do? Like, not only that, but the car's gone. Like, how did she not hear the car like, take off or anything?
And number 2, did he make a mistake by leaving her alive? Like, I understand. I watched the behind on this episode here, and I understand that they said in the behind that it was the worst thing for her was not death, but having to go back to Arkham.
Yeah, there's 2 things in this episode that I feel like are a fate worse than death. And it's what happens to Sophia and it's what happens to Mama Penguin.
Yeah. So, but was that a mistake by Oz? Should he have gone ahead and offed her?
I mean, in hindsight, probably, just because of like, the whole like her getting a letter from Selena Kyle and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, because you can look at it as like she's probably gonna figure out some way to get back out. Like, well, or I don't know. I understand his thought process of like wanting to send her back there so she just suffers and realizes how low she is now, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, in hindsight with that letter and everything, yeah, he should have offed her.
Yeah, the problem with it is I don't know, like, because I'm like, are we gonna have like the Hangman and Catwoman team up to like take down Oz in like the next Batman? Is that gonna be like a B plot in the next Batman movie? Because I'm like, I'm right there with you. I'm like, I don't really care to see that. Really, I really just think this is gonna be one of those where she just never gets out of Arkham at this point. But who knows? Like, it definitely should. In all reality, it should come back to bite him in the ass, and maybe they're doing that to set up for like Penguin season 2 or something. But who knows?
Yeah, I definitely feel like she could become more of a villain while in there. Like, she's already been in there once. She's made drastic changes from the first time we saw her in the first episode to now that when she's back in there, like, she's a pretty different woman now. And so now you take her and you put her in with this insane amount of other crazy people. I don't know. I just feel like I feel like you're asking for trouble at that point in time.
Oh, absolutely. And like the other thing too is like the doctor, like we saw him many scenes at the start of the episode where he's like full on, like he's gone full on banana pants crazy. Like he's like trying to chop off Mama Penguin's finger and everything. And then he just goes back to working at Arkham like nothing fucking happened.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, didn't he just like, how does he get his job back? Like,
That's exactly
what happened.
They do no background checks at Arkham, apparently.
Oh, they definitely have like a low employment rating.
It's
here.
the low
like
bar. Turnover.
Yes, the turnover. Yeah, they really need employees is what it boils down to. So like they're just like, yeah, we've had them once, just bring them back. We know it's fine. It's fine. Just bring him back on. Just it's better this way.
Yeah.
Well, and like you were saying, Richard, we saw him at the very beginning. It's like after that, you don't see him.
Yeah.
Like he's not there for the burning down of the mansion. Like he's not there for anything else. And it's like, bro was like, he had it bad. Like he had it bad for Sophia. Where is he at? Like
he's the one who wrote those marriage proposals that he was mentioning.
Yeah.
That's funny. Speaking of the Selena Kyle mentioning that she's the half sister, I thought that was a nice little plug from Batman. I like how they kind of intertwine that. I don't know if that will necessarily go anywhere. I'm kind of with you, Richard. I hope I don't see it like them team up or whatever. I don't like Selena's not really a team up person.
Yeah.
So unless it's with Batman, like that's at least comic book wise.
But even then, it's like she's trying to get something from Batman, really.
Right. Or Nookie, which is still something from Batman.
Yeah,
but like,
exactly. That's what I mean.
Don't be gross, Tammy.
Yo, Oz is like this episode here, I think really showcased like the mental illness that Oz has.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like I did not realize he's so messed up, and like this episode here is like they just kind of took it and just like catapulted it into the this motherfucker's not right.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to get into. Like I love a good Batman villain where it's like a fucked up version of Batman. And like this is that. Like he has weird paternal, like maternal issues with his mom.
Yeah.
And like I like also just the idea of like a Batman villain is just kind of fucked up. Like there's something really fucked up about them. And the ending really hammers that home with his girlfriend dressing up like his mom.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whoa, holy shit, this is dark.
Right?
Yeah. And that was just really, I was like, that's just weird and icky and just,
It's an Oedipus complex.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I almost wondered if she was about to get like thrown out the window too or something. But
that right there, that statement alone leads me into this. In the current state we're in, you're led to believe that Penguin could never kill his mother. However, one weird word from that girlfriend and like that he sees as his mom, but then it kind of like shifts.
Oh yeah.
Like if he killed her, you know what I mean? Like if she sit there and she got mad, called him the Penguin or something like that, and he just went hot-headed and just fucking capped her. You know what I mean? Like I think that would be the leading steps towards him killing his mom.
Yeah, maybe. I like the idea though that this version of the Penguin is like a Norman Bates, where he's got like his mom's like corpse up in the fucking like room, and he's just like ma, like talking to her. I know she's not dead, but I'm just saying, like Norman Bates. The twist with that is it's a corpse. But also, I got to be honest with you. there was a line like 2 or something episodes ago where Sophia shows up to her house, and there's something about like she mentions about like all the different wigs that she has, and the girlfriend mentions about how like, yeah, Oz doesn't usually see me like this. So I'm wondering, I'm like, has he always made her dress up like his mom? I'm wondering now, this isn't just that one, like this is the one time we, the audience, get to see that. But every time that like he has her dress up like his mom to like, tell me I'm a good boy kind of thing. And
Well, what about that there was that scene where he was in her apartment and, having that drink, whatever. She was just in regular clothes.
right, but that was like with people around. Like I'm talking about, and like we never see like a really private moment. Like the only time we really see that is in his bedroom, but that she's like wanting to talk to him, and there's still like people at his apartment, like outside the bedroom. So anyway, I don't know. That's just a head like canon kind of thing. I'm like, what if this has been going on all along, and we're just now sort of like the audience is now just being brought into that, like how just fucking nuts he is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I like, he's a Batman villain. They're reminding you that like this isn't the hero of the story. This is the villain.
Right.
And my God, though, what a great way. Real quick though, I want to talk about her for a second. I did not know this until after the fact, but the character's name is Eve Carlo. That's the character's name. Carlo is the last name of Clayface. She dresses up and takes on different personas and stuff like that. Is this either a reference to Clayface? Is this going to be our version of Clayface in the future? Is she related to the potential version of Clayface that we will get? Who knows? But I thought that was very interesting.
Shit. No, that's super. Because like a rumor there for a bit was that Clayface would be in the next Batman movie. Like that's been a little bit of a floating rumor there for a bit, is that they were going to go the Clayface route. And I know how we talked about last time, how I was like, Julian, he doesn't even have Crane in the last name. Like, I need that. Like, and I know this would be I don't think there's been a female Clayface yet.
There is. So Clay. She's not called Clay. Yeah, there's a female. There's a whole. It's called like the Mud Pact, because there's been like 3 different versions of Clayface.
Right.
And there is a female, like she doesn't call herself Clayface. She's called like Clay Lady or something like that.
Oh no, fuck that.
But yeah, she doesn't have the same. She doesn't share the same name. Even the character that I'm referring to is Basil Carlo, which was, I think, like the original like Clayface, the one that he didn't look like a big muck monster. He just had like a face that was fucked up that he could like change and shift to look like somebody else.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I know they could do like a gender swap, because like I knew there had been different Clayfaces over the years. I think there's been like 3 or 4. But if there had been one that I just didn't know about, then, they could just go on that route or whatever. Anyways, what I'm getting at is I'd be totally down for her to be Clayface. I don't want to see a lady like Lady Clay or some bullshit. No, take on the name Clayface. Like, that's what I want. Like, that would be so cool. I'd be so down for that. Like, that would be, and I love the idea of like she maybe she gets in an accident or something like that, and this is what gives her the powers of like whatever Milkman, Clayface, whatever the case is, and she's already been taking on all these personas anyways. Now she just wills it.
Right.
That would be super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the idea of it as well.
So
I did have another question. Wait, what? Huh?
I was gonna say, so do y'all think the tear from his mom was a tear of sadness or happiness?
Sadness. Absolutely.
Definitely sadness.
Yeah.
It's a fate worse than death. She didn't want to be a vegetable, first off. Now we know that she knew that Oz killed her other sons all along, and she's hated him and resented him all these years, and now she's stuck in this vegetative state. In like, it's just to me, I'm like, oh, what a horrible way to go. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what a horrible way to go.
Yeah.
Well, and on top of that, she had the out. Like in her mind, because that's all she has now is just to sit there and just be in her mind,
Mm-hmm.
is that she may not be in the situation she's in right now had she let Rex just off
Yeah.
little Oswald.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And instead, she decided to go with the other route that Rex offered, which was basically make him like a made man type thing,
Yeah.
or raise him up, use him to be, that whatever.
Yeah, nurture his like psychopath tendencies,
Right.
and use that to become like a mob queen, if you will.
Right. And use that loyalty that he had towards her. And had she not had done that, like she did all that to get where she is now, but not in the state to where she can't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a horrible like double-edged sword for her on this one, because it's her choices too.
Yeah.
Like she made these choices too. She's the one that kept encouraging him. She was the one calling him a little pussy boy and everything like that here in episode 2 or 3 or whatever it was, encouraging him to keep doing the shit that he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that led her down this road of where she's at now, where she has everything that he ever promised her that he would do, but she can't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's just as much the villain as he is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I agreed on the it being of sadness too, because it's just like you said, where she's just trapped there, and it just you feel so bad for her, but at the same time, it was she's part of it.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
It's a prison of her own making.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I also kind of, there's part of me that I don't think they talked about it in the behind the scenes. There's part of me wonders like she couldn't go through with Rex killing because she does like quote unquote love her son, even though he is like a crazy person. But that could just be me projecting like feelings towards something, like if I was like in that situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, like this is what I love. Like it's just this sort of ambiguous thing that you can like debate with for hours.
Right.
It's such great storytelling, in my opinion. And they did a great, like, this is my favorite Penguin now. This is the best
easily.
Penguin. It's so good. It's so interesting. And I love it.
Yeah.
Well, and you could also sit there and go the route of, a lot of women are accused of changing men. And so, like, with this being her son, is it a like, I hate you for what you did, but can I change you? You know what I mean? And so, like, did she take that on? Did she take that approach as well? Like, could I change you? So, but that kind of contradicts itself as well, because she encouraged a lot of what he was doing. So she was kind of like trying to hold the reins at the same time. So, with dealing with all this and the mental illness and all that jazz, I have another question. Is Oz lying to himself? Is he so messed up when it comes to like just everything in general? But like, is he so messed up that he's lying to himself?
About what?
So what caught me a little bit was Vic comes into the hospital to grab Oz. And this is after he's taken his mother up there to the hospital, and his mother stabbed him with a broken beer bottle.
Yeah.
In the gut. And he's stapling himself up in a hospital room closet or something like that. And Vic goes, "What happened?" And he says, "Sophia stabbed me."
Mm.
Like, as close as they were, why wouldn't he say, "My mom, she's crazy, she stabbed me," da, da, da. Like, he still could have lied.
Yeah.
But he went total, "It's not my mom, it was Sophia that stabbed me."
Yeah.
Like, and then on top of that, my other one was killing his brothers. Like, he stuck to, and even Sophia kind of looked at him like, "Yo, you're fucked up, bro. Like, you're really fucked up." Like, he stuck to of like, "I don't know what you're talking about as far as killing a brother," to the point where like the mom was even like, "I know what you did.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you did." Like, he still would not sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I did it." Like, he's still lying. But is he lying to himself to make himself believe it?
I don't know if he's necessarily lying to himself to make himself believe it. I think he's just, I don't know. He's just so far into that lie, so far into that story, and that being part of him that he just can't let it go for some reason. And I mean, it just goes into that whole, like you said, the his just going psycho and just being a monster there. I mean, he's clearly he's playing these things in his head to try and keep him going, keep him focused, whatever it may be. But he's got to have this mental win at the end of the day of like he accomplished all this, which
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, he couldn't have done it without Vic on some of it, and he had a lot of people there to blame or to help, and he just some of it he just got lucky on, some of it he was able to twist words and the way things looked, and was able to kind of come out on top of that. But yeah, I think a lot of it's just he's got to win.
Yeah.
I think, yes, Michael, he absolutely had to like lie to himself, because this is also just a great kind of like, I mean, if we're going to dissect the psychology that is Penguin, he's a narcissist, and he's a textbook narcissist. And I don't know if y'all have heard this, but I'm going to read it real quick. Have y'all ever heard of the narcissist prayer?
Oh, no, but I'm
Okay.
so interested in this now.
It is, that didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, it wasn't that big of a deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it. And that is Penguin to a T.
Yeah.
That's called the narcissist prayer. Yeah, and I think that is exactly what he's thinking in his head. Is he has to believe this, because if not, it just breaks down his entire like like his psychology, or not his psychology, but the way he thinks and the way he acts. And anyway, again, it's so good what they did with him.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway,
did they give Oz super strength? Like, who gets stabbed in the gut, then goes and picks their mom up? Like, not that she was a big lady or anything like that, but like, he hustled more getting out of there, getting shot at, than I think we've seen the entire freaking, like, even to get away from that bomb. You were sitting there, you were like, you hobbling bastard, get in there. What are you doing? Like,
well, they kept reiterating that Oz was very strong, because his mom was like, my big bull of a son, or whatever she would say to him. But yeah, no, I had some beef with that scene, just because Oz is like trying to break out, and for some reason Sophia and her guards don't like shoot him immediately. They're like, oh, and then like he gets out and then like kills one guy and then grabs his gun, and there's like a shootout. I was just like, he's not that fast. He's very big. Like, what are y'all doing? Shoot him.
When he broke out of the tape on that chair too, like just like broke that chair to get free and stuff. And I'm like, what? Why? I didn't realize Penguin was Kingpin. Like, I know they're similar, like as far as like characters or whatever, but like I did not know that Penguin had that kind of Kingpin strength.
He's that what's that new baby penguin that's like enormous? That's what he is.
Is it what?
Have you not heard about that? There's this new penguin.
No.
Really? Anyway, it was like all over social media and stuff. But anyway, there's a new baby penguin that's like, I don't know, the size of me. And everyone's like, "What the hell?"
Shit.
Yeah, no, it's a fucking
egg.
huge. Yeah, I'll show you after the podcast. But it's a huge penguin. I can't remember his name. It's that he has that he's that penguin.
Freaking baby Huey over here in penguin form. What's going on? God damn. Well, y'all got anything else?
I do not. No, that's it.
Yeah, that's all I had to.
I'm very surprised. Holy shit. So anyway, what's y'all's whelming with the series? I think we all know, honestly. Yeah. And do y'all recommend anybody watch this? I don't even know why the fuck I'm asking this. But here we are.
Yeah, obviously overwhelmed. definitely been telling people that I know to watch the show, not complete strangers. But
No, I gotta tell complete strangers.
yeah,
A lot of people in
yeah.
I've been asked to leave my Publix. It's just like, sir, you're harassing the customers. We don't care about Penguin. You've told us several times, sir. Please get out. We're gonna call the cops.
Yeah. So yes, again, would definitely recommend it.
Did you hobble out and say, "We're in it now, Vic"? We're in it now.
Exactly. No. I did that for a little while. I stubbed my toe and I think I broke my toe, and I was like hobbling around the house constantly, like being like, "All right, Vic, let's go, let's do this."
Richard, what's your whelming?
No, I'm
recommendation?
overly whelmed. Like, this is again the best series of 2024. Best TV series. I just absolutely, it was a nice little treat. It was great. It was Breaking Bad, Sopranos, but with Batman villains. It was so fucking good.
Yeah. I echo a lot, and I'm pleasantly whelmed with this. Definitely recommend you go and check this out, unless you're one of those who is like, I don't like dark superhero whatever stuff. Like, well, first of all, this is not superhero, it's super villain, but they actually did a sound job of it. So, Sony, maybe take some notes and figure something out.
Yeah, I'm so glad. Like, hey, Sony, are you listening? Like, I feel like Biff from fucking back of the, hey, McFly, like knocking on their, like, Sony, for the love of God, this is how you do a villain-centric story. You don't have to make them the hero of the story. You can still make them the villain. This is how you do it. Please take notes and do something like this, maybe, if we have to have another villain-centric movie.
We do. It's called Crave. It's coming out soon.
Oh, fuck me. No.
Oh, righty then. All right. Yeah. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add?
No, that's it, man.
Yeah, that's all I had.
Awesome. Jeremy, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitch under handle Night Fury GTO. That's Night with a K. And you can find me here with my shame bell.
Shame. 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 Michael, shame.
I'm about to say, just keep rolling.
Shame.
Just,
Damn it, guys. Shame. Shame. Shame.
bro, that neck muscle of yours is gonna be so swole by the end of this.
Yeah.
You were just
Maybe we can get it before Christmas. Maybe it'll be a Christmas miracle.
Yeah,
bro, I'm trying. I promise you, I am trying so hard. But in the meantime, Richard, where can they find you at?
If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, an Instagram, a Blue Sky, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day and night, and curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, possibly TikTok, we'll see, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X.
You can find me on Instagram, eBay, and Shortbox at 22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22 Comics. Thank y'all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed as much as we did making it. With all that being said, say goodbye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Goodbye, Jeremy. Goodbye.
I know. It's everything you wanted.